Okay. Okay, so starting off, high ground's generally a good idea, but in this case, um, you're very exposed in this position. If they had a widow, you'd just die, right? Okay, what are your tanks? Yeah, that was a bit of a waste of sleep dart, because Ana has really long cooldowns on her abilities, so you generally want to save them for when you actually need them, like when you get dived. There's some nice shots. Okay, so you just drop down. You're basically in the front line right now, and your tanks are Zarya and Diva, and so you don't have a shield. So that means you're really exposed right now, and like you're literally right in front of their team. I don't know what that guy's doing. Your team should also be positioned behind this corner, right there, so behind the choke. Yeah, they can basically shoot you from spawn, so it's not an ideal position. Yeah, you should also be behind this corner, like way behind, because you're a long range healer. You're a sniper, so you can stand quite far away. Right now, you're basically standing where a tank is. And major disadvantage on your team that you don't have a shield tank, and they do, which your tanks are just gonna be bursted down. Also, you have an Ashe for some reason. Usually you'd only play Ashe when you have a Mercy to damage boost, so she can get one-shot headshots. I'm not sure why she's playing Ashe. That nade was also kind of questionable, but it's alright, I'll just let this play. So yeah, your team is very aggressive right now. That Tracer is... okay. But yeah, it'd be better to stand there. Maybe you could tell the team to defend behind this corner instead of like right up against the payload. Yeah, you're taking a lot of damage from the Pharah, so... Alright, so Diva just got hooked. That's an example of why you should have a shield tank, because Hog is just gonna hook your tanks, and like there's literally nothing you can do about that. Pharah just ulted you, that's pretty unlucky. But you could see from the shots that Pharah was above you, so even pressuring Pharah to play safely, so like you can take some shots at her, like it will force her to reposition if she gets hit. And even like the slightest bit of pressure on Pharah is pretty good, because it'll force her to play at in a safer way. But that's unlucky. Your team was way out of position there as well. Also forgot to mention, between team fights, you should always be thinking about what ults you have and what ults the enemy team has. So, like if they, for example, if they had a Genji, which I don't think they do, but if they did, you should always be tracking his blade, because you're pretty much the first target he'll want to dash into. So yeah, ult tracking in general, that's a good idea. Yeah, there was a critical Ashe there as well. Could have maybe taken a few shots. That's an alright nade. But right here, you're positioning, you're really open once, like, you have no cover, you're basically, and you have no tanks here either, and they just Batiste ulted, so it's not great. You should, yeah, maybe be behind, you know, where your spawn is, on the high ground up there. That would be a better position, and you can just peek heal from behind a pole. Yeah, yeah, you were in the front line there. It's not really your fault. Your team really needs a shield tank in this position. There's a... Yeah, right here, you're standing right in front of the... Yeah, that's where enemies come through, and it would be better to move off to the side so you're not in direct line of sight to heal your team. It's a nice nade. I guess that ult was alright. I mean, maybe you could have saved it for an actual team fight, because that didn't really do anything. Yeah, so you died from the McCree ult because you were positioned in a way too opened area. If you were inside peeking heals through a doorway or up the top, you probably could have ducked under cover. Ducked behind cover, yep. So, okay. Yeah, here you're pushed up too far again. I mean, because you're a long-range sniper, you don't have to be up close like, say, Mercy or Moira. You can just stand all the way back there and just tell your team to back up a bit when they get out of line of sight. Usually when Zara grabs, I can't see your abilities, but usually when Zara grabs, you want to nade that grab because that's basically a one team fight. Yeah. It's a nice bomb. But I think there you used Bob ults, Grav and Diva bomb, which was quite a few ults, but it's okay. You could probably have won that with just Grav bomb. Now you're pushed up in front of the tanks to try and get a sleep. Even if you did hit that sleep, like, no one can capitalize it, right, without dying. So, yeah, just keep in mind, like, ability usage. Also, your tanks aren't there, so there was a hog right there. You could have just gotten hooked and died, and then that's a lost fight. Yeah, that was a bit of a wasted Lucio ult, because you could have just healed that, and probably would need the Lucio ult for an actual team fight. Right now you're just kind of poking. Yeah, again, you're pretty close to the team. Guess that Nano was like, the Pharah just died, okay. When Batiste ults, don't stand in front of where it's looking at. You wanna, yeah, even like stand like kind of off to the side so that's not like directly in front of you, because like literally one shot can like kill you. Like, it's so strong. When Zen ults, you want to nade that, so it basically cancels his ult. Like, nade is such a huge ability. I feel like then, I'm not sure if it's your sensitivity, but for me it looks like it's really low, or you're just like not really flicking your mouse. You're just kind of like, I don't know. I'll link you a video to try and to see. I don't know if it's your sensitivity, but yeah. Oops, I move it. There's a critical Zarya right there, and you're shooting a Rhine shield. While shooting a Rhine shield is important, that's not Ana's job. Probably be Soldier's job to shoot the Rhine shield. Plus, Hog's right there as well. It's a pretty dangerous position. Like, you're not a tank, you're a healer. So, yeah. You should always be behind your tanks. So, right here, yeah, that's a lost fight. I would just jump off the thing. Because right now the rest of your team is just staggering at this point. Like, once you've lost a fight, you just want to die, so all your respawns are synced. Don't go back in. It's okay. So, yeah, you've seen your whole team just die. It's just Lucio and you. And you're both healers. Alright, so it's just best to back out. That's a nice shot. But yeah, see, you guys just died. The rest of the team's respawned. So now they'll have to wait like an extra 15 seconds for you guys to respawn and come back, which is pretty bad. So you missed a few shots on Soldier. Yeah. That wasn't your fault, but Lucio's ult, that was pretty questionable since you've already gotten 2 picks and you just bobbed. You really didn't need that ult. Probably save it for when Ryan shatters or when Farah's about to barrage if he has like quick reflexes or quick reaction times. But yeah, that was a bit of a waste. It would have been better if we used it for shatter, but that's okay. Yeah, we didn't need that nano either, because it's only Hog, right? Yeah, it'd be a lot more useful if you did that during a team fight, not when it's 1v6, because you'll kill him anyways without it. It's ult usage. Right here, you're pushed up pretty far again. You want to nade this? That's okay. So there's a Farah above you. You want to try and find some cover. So right there before so hang on. Right here, you're separated from your team. Your team's on the other side of this. So if the enemy team just rushed in and killed you, like they could just rush in and kill you. Like, you don't really have any movement abilities, and yeah, you can't even heal your diva from here. It's best to like slowly back off, go here, and stand in here or like where this doorway is, or just like in this general area, or even behind these pillars. It just makes it so much harder for fire to hit you, for like random fire strikes to hit you, yeah, for shatters and everything. Your Lucio is interesting. Now I focus on healing the diva instead of the shield. Yeah, you probably could have healed the diva up without using your nade, but it's okay. And your soldier is suicidal. Oh no. You should really back off. Yeah. Usually when a soldier or Genji ults, don't follow them in, because don't follow them in to heal them, especially if if they go for a flank like that, because you have no movement abilities. And yeah, he just got flashed and died. And once you saw that, like his body die, you should have just like yeeted the fuck out. Like, yeah, because that's the entire team. You're just running into their entire team. Um, yeah, that's unlucky. You could have maybe slept that, or you could have just stayed inside. I don't know. You just kind of ran like back and forth. But it's okay. If you scoped in here, it'd be probably. Oh, that's a big anti. But nah, back out. Time to back out. Oh, dang. Your entire team should just be backing out, regrouping near spawn, because yeah. So you can get ready for the last team fight. Because if anyone gets picked off now, like it's just a trickle, and it's unlikely you're gonna win. It looks like Ash gets hooked. He doesn't die. That's good. Okay, now that you've killed one, you could probably push in and kill those guys. Okay. Again, your sleep dart usage wasn't great. Usually you'd want to save that for dive, people who dive you, or ults and stuff. The Diva bomb and the grab was also questionable, but that's not your fault. There's 51 seconds. They're backing up to probably regroup just because their Pharah died and their Hog just died. But so we've already won that team fight, but we've just invested we just wasted 2 more ults, and it didn't even get anyone, I don't think. So yeah, it would have been a lot. Like you probably could win this game if I'm not sure how the game goes, but win this round by just saying that until say the last 10 seconds or the last team fight, right? When everyone's just like in this area, you can grab bomb and kill everyone and just win that round. Right here, you just wasted that. But there's Zen wasted trans as well, which is good for you guys, I guess. Oh, another point. Don't be afraid to go for offensive nades. Like you've done this during this game, which is pretty good. Say the Rhine shield's like here. You can nade like above the shield on like these pillars, like on the door, and it'll still get the entire team because it explodes in a radius of like 4 meters, I think. As soon as you see the Rhine shield break like this, just chuck a fat nade and tell the entire team to just like dive onto them because that's a 1-team fight. A nade is basically, it's like as if all the healers died on their team for like 5 seconds or so. Like, yeah, it's like so powerful. Yeah, then again, right here, your positioning, you're again very open. I'd stay like behind, whether you know those staircases just outside of spawn. Just stay around that area, and you can just scope heal the team. Right here, yeah. I mean, yeah, it's very open. This, yeah. When you go when you go in flanks like this, it's not recommended, but if you do, I would turn my camera view around so you can see the rest of the team as well. So like someone just died here, someone's taking damage. You want to see the entire team, so if you see anyone about to die, you can just run back and or you can like walk back and heal them. Because right now all you see is McCree, and he's going on a suicidal flank and probably gonna die. You also have Nano, so Ash died with Bob. That's unlucky. We'll see how this goes. If a tank goes critical, usually I'd nano them. That's okay. That was an okay nano as well. Yeah, you should just stay up there and heal the team. And that's, yeah, I don't think they can touch 8 seconds, maybe. Oh, I'm not sure if you're alt tabbed right now, but this is a very open position. Your McCree's dead. I'm not sure what he's doing either. Yeah, he should be like also behind your tanks. Yeah. They C9. Alright. For Ana, use her scope more. If she's a sniper, use her like a sniper. Okay, at least, okay, so you got Diva and Orisa now. That's a better team comp than last time, because at least you have a shield. This Ryan should die. Yeah, if you see Ryan charging like that, just call to the team to focus Ryan, because he's balls deep in your team. He should die here. If he gets out, I'm gonna... he just charged back into your team. Okay, there's some nice sleeps. Okay. Meanwhile, team killed everyone too. In this situation though, I can't see what the other... Okay, so in this situation, maybe Mercy would be a better pick just to enable fire to get that like extra damage without having to play it conservatively against the Widow. Ooh. Well, actually no, I take that back. We'll see. Depends on how good this Widow is actually. If she's kind of bad, then Pharmacy is like okay, just so like the Widow can die quickly with damage boost, but if she's good, then you should switch off fire entirely. But judging by that Widow's positioning, it's pretty questionable. You could probably fire into that. Yeah, you keep going for these YOLO sleeps, which, yeah, they don't really hit anything, so it's best to save that. And there's some, yeah, that Widow is way out of position. She should die. Your Tracer should chase her, yep. Oh my gosh, why is there a hog? Alright, that's not your fault. Your positioning was fine. Oh my gosh, everyone's behind you. That's so weird. Yeah, I'm not sure about voice comms, but yeah, call to your team that Reaper and Hog's behind. Now you've got... Yeah, now they've got a Torb. And judging by that Widow's performance just then, you could probably just farm. Help that Fire take out the turret, take out the Torb. And Fire's pretty good against Reaper as well, so... Pharmacy wouldn't be a bad idea, just to enable Fire to do more. But your Tracer's popping off. From here, if your team's around there, I would exit spawn on the other side, so like not going across this bridge, but there's another bridge there, so you can get to the team quicker and heal them quicker. So usually as Ana, when the team's there, I would stand here or stand, as I said before, like near that other bridge. Just peeking through that doorway that you just walked past is a pretty decent position because you're safe. Except there's that Widow there. So on PC you want to crouch 80 spam. If you see a widow, you're very open. I would crouch behind this thing, or even just stand. There's a doorway on the left side. Stand in there. You can heal the team directly from there, and the widow can't really reach you there. Or even if you're being really aggressive with your positioning, potentially you can stand here, but that's a bad place to stand. Yeah. Not sure where your tanks are. You should get out of there. You're by yourself in the front line again. Alright, so your Diva's D-Max. You don't have your Orisa here. It's best to just stay behind cover. Don't pick the Widow. Yeah, because in higher ranks you'd just get your head popped and you would be dead by now. Yeah, you're pushing up by yourself into the team again without your tanks. Oh, don't go near a brig. That would be a fat anti if you just chucked one, yeah. So, is it? Okay. Yeah, that's just another death due to positioning. This brig should die. You guys should cap this. Alright. Now that they have a Farah, just poke a few shots at her, like apply some pressure on her. You notice that she's on that side. She was pretty low health as well. If you got her, that would be huge. Oh, she fell off. Okay. Yeah, that Nano was a bit of a waste since there's none of their teammates, right? You could have just healed her normally. Like, yeah. Like, you got the right idea. Farah is a decent target. But it's just when you use it. Right now, you can see there's a Brigalt. Yeah, could be standing, yeah, just right behind there. Or even like up top, there's like this little balcony thing with a window. At least this bit was okay. Okay, that's unlucky. Yeah, that you saw him charging. You did try to sleep that, but you got booped up. But you could have maybe slept earlier, but that's something you kind of just practice. And then you missed the nade. There's some custom game modes where you can practice the nade distance and stuff, which would be pretty useful. Right now, yeah, I'll just back out from there, let him use his ult. Yeah, you missed the nade again, which is okay. Well, it's not okay, but you weren't too punished for it. And now you're dead. Yeah, because you're in front of the shield. Always stay behind the shield. Always stay behind the team. If you're there, team's there, and people are on you, no one can peel for you. It's just, yeah. Like, yeah, once you've lost a team fight, just back out or die. So you just lost your Orisa. You should probably, your team should just be grouping up right now, because you need that Orisa to push past that point. But now you're just going in 5v6. Yeah, again, standing pretty close to your team. That was an okay nade. If she goes really aggressive, your team should be able to kill her because she's antied. But you can see someone's critical there. I think that's your fire. Oh, that Ryan is suicidal. Again, that nano was probably, it wasn't like super needed on the Orisa. I don't think she wasn't gonna die there. She was like pretty much full health because you were just healing her. She would have just been able to burst down the shield and then kill the brig. And then Ryan ults, and then you see people like critical, right? You could have used it to nano one of these critical targets to save them, or the person that Ryan charges. So you could have, yeah, you could have potentially saved the soldier there. Yeah. That Ryan is so low. Again, if you were standing like, not in this room, but it's like near where, it's like right behind you, there's like this little room, you can just heal from there, and then when you hear McCree ult, you can just duck behind the wall. Yeah. So there's still people. This is okay. Their fire is doing quite a lot of spam damage. That was a, yeah, decent soldier ult. If you landed a fat nade there, that would have been awesome. Also, okay, so playing Ana against the Hog is great. Like, Hog, he relies on his breather to do work. He can just like pretty much walk into your team, hook someone, kill them, and breather out. Because he just does so much damage in so much healing in such a short span of time. But if you need a Hog, he's literally just free ult charge, especially after he's used his hook. Like, he just can't do anything. So if you ever need a Hog, just tell your entire team to focus him, because he's pretty much useless after that. So look for Hogs to nade. I don't know how I feel about that. That nano was really early, because their whole team's still just trickling in. That like they're way back there, right? You haven't actually engaged on engaged in a team fight, but then at the same time, Farah just ulted behind you guys and the soldier killed him. Not sure if soldier would have survived without the nano. Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about it. That was so random. There was a nice sleep on the Rhine. Unlucky nade. Your sensitivity looks kind of slow. I'm not sure. Hey, right now, you got nade. Nade this entire thing, you win the fight. But defensive nades are okay. That's alright. That McCree is a bit interesting. It's okay if you died there because you've already got the point. And there McCree just wasted ult and just died. So you have the advantage. And you're getting picks as well. But right now, you should be calling to your team that they don't have healers because you're Lucio and you're coming back. So huge sleep. But you should call that to your team as well. Or also learn the combo to kill 200 HP targets. I think it's shoot, melee, shoot, sleep, shoot, melee. Or nade. Okay, no. I can't think of it right now, but like, I'll tell you after. It's sleep, shoot, melee, nade. That's it. And you can kill 200 HP targets. Okay, you won the game. That's alright. Okay, so, but just then, when you hear Farah ulting, that's who you should be focusing heals on because she is so vulnerable in that sky. She's like basically just a free kill for the enemy team usually. So help your Farah. So yeah, in summary, basically your positioning. I know you messaged me that saying that you knew that you positioned very aggressively. Usually that's okay, but it depends on the type of, like, you can be an aggressive Ana, but still have good position. Like, you can still play up with your team, or not play up with your team, but you can be aggressive. Like, you can take shots at the enemy. You can like throw nades into their team. Like, you don't have to be super far back, but you also have to know where to stand, where not to stand, where the line of sight is to an enemy team. Because usually, you don't want to be in a place where the enemy team can see you. Because as a healer, as a main healer as well, you're a priority target for them. So yeah, say right here it's okay because they're busy in the team fight there. But usually, when you can, stand off to the sides so they can't see you, but you can still see your team and heal them. Yeah, you try and use the map, use the environment to stay safe. So peek heals behind poles, behind trees, behind anything in the map really. Make sure you have something next to you you can just duck under cover if you just suddenly take some huge amounts of damage. Another thing, ult tracking. Yeah, even this game was kind of random. But ult tracking and knowing when to use ults, I mean, that's kind of a team thing. That's not really your own gameplay, but don't, as a team, yeah, just, they shouldn't really dunk all their ults into one team fight because it wins the team fight, but you lose the game. Also, just basic team composition. Usually always have a main tank and an off tank. Zarya Diva from the first round, you would have probably easily held that from maybe first or second point if you had a Rhine, because they were doing just so much damage. But now that you had a shield tank, that was heaps better, though D.Va could probably switch to a hog instead. Ability usage. So yeah, a lot of YOLO sleeves. I'm kind of repeating myself a lot here. Yeah, save it for when the enemy ults, like far ult, hog ult, their Ryan charges, because it has a super long cooldown. Nades, don't be afraid to offensive nade, like chuck like if you get their whole team purple, that's a one team fight if your team can capitalize on that. But at the same time, you can use your nades defensively, but make sure like you need to use your nade, right? Like if you can just heal, if D.Va's half health right now, for example, see this D.Va, if she was just half health, you could just shoot her. You wouldn't need to nade that. So a few times you'd just nade the team, even though you could just shoot them. Yeah, ult usage. Your target, you had the right idea about targets, but the timing wasn't great. Try and use it during a team fight, or when someone's critical and needs it, or Soldier. I saw that he always tack visored, like he alternated ults with your ult, if that made sense. So like you'd ult, and then Soldier would ult the next fight, and then you'd ult the next fight after that. So like, Nano Visor's pretty strong. You could hold on to your ult and say, Soldier, hey, I have my ult, let's Nano Visor this fight. And that's pretty strong. That's a one team fight there. That's it pretty much. Your aim, try and